everybody. Let me fix this camera angle. Alrighty then. Hello everybody. Welcome to the Olimoleague. It is bright and early. It's actually not bright at all because it's in the winter and there's no sun yet.
Actually, who says bright and early? I realize the earlier it is, the darker it is.
Yeah, well, I guess because, like, work back in, like, the day, like, way back, started when the sun came up, you know? So, for them, it was always, like, bright and early, I guess. I don't know, whatever.
Idiots.
I know, right? I know, and they, like, slept when the sun went down. Ugh, what is this? Anyways, yeah, we got another Olimoleague for you. Rifkin will not be using his camera because, I mean, my Skype has his camera at, like, 10 frames per second anyways, so... There's a picture of him, and here's Apollo! Yay, we're all together. One happy family. Except I'm the only one on camera. It's good.
Actually, that's not an entirely true story. For those who know, another big part of why I can't use my camera is I'm just too goddamn good looking, and I don't need zombie grub, much less all of you falling in love with me, so a picture is going to have to suffice.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, Rifkin was given host for God knows why. There we go. And referee. I mean, Olivia, what is this? What is this?
Kill me! Kill me!
God. Amateur hour right here. But we are getting to the game, actually. I just forgot to unmute StarCraft 2. There we go.
I'm
So
like
let's get into the
90%
game.
ready to go, but I need to find my deodorant real quick. Real talk.
Well,
Also,
you
quick
know.
thing before we get started, if you guys are fans of the channel, we recently hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Woo!
Yay!
And I really want to do a giveaway to celebrate it. So I figured like $100 in the budget. What can we give away? So I put a question up on Twitter. You guys should check it out because it will give me an idea of what you guys want to see, what we could possibly do a giveaway for.
Cool. Well, to the intros to talk a little bit more about the Olimoleague in the bottom right. As the blue Protoss, he is nice.
Nice. And of course, his opponent is not actually the European Terran, but the Korean ex-CJ Entus player, Bunny.
That is correct. After signing up for many Olimoleagues, finally actually checked in. It's I guess the deal was probably that a lot of players honestly like signed up to all of them within like the last 4 weeks basically because Olivia makes the threads pretty early and then they forget or they're still dealing with, you know, moving out of the team house or something like that. So, you know, Bunny finally is like, oh yeah, I could definitely play in this one because he was asking to see if he could play in any of the online cups, and I mean he's allowed to play in any of them, right? But he also wanted to get, I guess, contact with BaseTrade as well to make sure they didn't miss any or he wasn't missing any.
Right, and God forbid we highlight the silver lining in this, but while it absolutely sucks, all this terrible stuff happened in Korea, it's really cool seeing that now Bunny can actually play.
Yeah.
Seeing that we got Creator and other people signed up for today too. Today's brackets actually look fantastic. And the off season, especially for StarCraft, like nobody's hosting really major crazy events come December. I'm hoping to see the Olimoleague get bigger and better and more awesome. Also, holy cow, at that Patreon jump since the last broadcast.
Oh yeah, well people were really pushing it on Twitter and Reddit, you know, because of Pro League dipping down. And I was actually really glad to see that. I mean, there was, again, like, God forbid you do the silver lining, but people were actually like, hey, if you, like, are bummed you have extra cash, then you can contribute to this and hopefully get those Pro League guys, at the very least, some extra money and some extra incentive to continue playing, even if they aren't still, like, pros, right? Which I have no idea about the intention of anyone who's participating, by the way. Like, I don't even think we could ask them, right? Like, I think it should be too hard for them to be like, are you going full-time or not? Like, come on, answer the question. But it'd be cool to see them just in a casual atmosphere even, because I think years and years of Kespa training doesn't go away in a flash. So it's nice to see Bunny. I mean, of course, Innovation was playing for a while, too. Oh, yeah. Well, if there's ever a Brood War Pro League, or, not Pro League.
Oh, man. This is really close to shutting that down. That Reaper almost completely shut the probe down. I really like the body block out of Bunny.
Yeah, and this shouldn't do any damage now, because the Militia Corps and Adept are actually... They're way too far away anyway. This was kind of mistimed, I would say. Like, he would really have had to, like, give up, basically, and been like, oh, guess I can't do anything. Because even if there's 2 pylons, I wonder if that would have finished. Well, we aren't really quite sure who Nice is, so, like, his league is Masters right now, but he could be Grandmasters.
just a small note on that while this fight kind of goes underway. Big part of the Olimoleague has been it was developed to help the amateur Korean scene, right? Like, it didn't matter to us or Olivia, I think, that you didn't have Zest signing up to play. Sure, it would be cool and a little bit hype, but the tournament was designed for those that weren't always at the top of Pro League. Oh, nice as a stalker skin, by the way. First time we're going to see this. Sorry, distracted there.
Oh.
But the fact is we do finally have a lot of amateurs signing up. There's a bunch on the top half of the bracket, too. Literal nobodies, with no disrespect, but it's awesome to see them showing up to play.
Literally nobody. No disrespect. Yeah, that is the intention. And for a long time, that wasn't really happening, but then we had a couple of weeks where it was, and they would, like, dip in and out, basically. So it's nice to see, like, it's such a big turnout for the Olimoleague. And if you also want to contribute, getting that plug really early while there's still, like, not many people watching. Watch, or go to patreon.com/Olimoleague. You can also go to twitch.tv/Olimoleague and check out the Korean casters. And next week, I do believe, is the monthly finals, which you can actually go there not only to check out the Korean cast, but as well as the players attending live to participate. So that's always pretty cool. I know we talked about, like, hoping to grow bigger and better, and the Olimoleague through December and whatnot in the off season, but the last regular Olimoleague that you guys will know of it, or are used to, I suppose, will be next week. Yeah. Because after BlizzCon, we're going to Korea to cast the finals, the big finals live. So, with that in mind, also keep in check, I guess, that this is one of the last chances to make it to the monthly finals. And the monthly finals will also help you get to that finals, the big one. We have a Stalker attack here, and there's a Warp Prism, which actually means that these units still kind of have Blink. They don't actually have Blink, but it can help out. Unfortunately, Bunny already has a lot of bio, and unless you're going to split him apart with literally Blink, half to the, or all units on the top, or half and half on the bottom, you're probably not going to get much done. Of course, without Stim, Bunny is kind of overreaching here, getting units picked off as the Stalkers outrange his Marines.
The Stalkers look hella rad. I'm back, by the way.
Yeah. It's like they should have, like, frosted tips, okay? They're like from the 90s.
Oh my god, I wasn't
hair.
thinking that yellow Protoss player is going to look so funny to cast later.
Well, this is finally getting pushed back as Stim did finish, but it cost, Bunny a good chunk of his health on his units. Without medevacs, they're on the way now.
That and pulling the SCVs, it wasn't necessarily about whether a lot of workers were going to die, but also a lot about the mining loss, as Nice takes a third base behind this after all. Bunny, with his third CC finishing base, though, with a couple of mules, might be able to band-aid the damages.
Oh yeah, he has that third disease for a long time. That's why even after the SCV losses, he's still pretty damn close to the Protoss, and of course, Nice has not gotten the quickest third we've ever seen by far. In fact, it's still building. So he's getting Resonating Glaives first, not Blink, which makes the amount of Stalkers he has kind of look a little weird. Not being able to blink after those medevacs when they do come over, but that's probably up on the docket after Resonating Glaives. It's a tough choice to make sometimes which one to get first if you don't have a build that basically is, focusing on a Twilight console. But the Warp Prism's going to try and buy that time. By the way, I think it's pretty clear that Nice was, Grandmaster, I would say. Again, like, both these guys I think were Masters, but I'm gonna guess they were.
On one hand, he might be Grandmaster, but on the other, he's Protoss. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, snap.
Frankly, a lot of really talented Koreans we've seen kind of come up and be unrecognized names. Natural comes to mind immediately. Like, not a big name at all. Turned out to be an amazing, just Grandmaster, like, Terran type thing. Mm-hmm. So, we don't know a lot about Nice, but showing some impressive gameplay so far.
Yeah.
Also, quick reminder, too, that this is a best of 3, not a best of 1, as sometimes the early tournament rounds aren't quite that case, but here today it is. Yeah,
the Olimoleague changed to kind of help out those newbies that we were talking about, because it used to be best of 1 at the round of 32. But I mean, they came in, exactly, I was talking about earlier, they kind of came and went and, whatever, but we still stuck with the best of 3. So when you have large brackets like this, it's actually super cool. They don't get knocked out super early. But that is a lot of Adepts, and he didn't even go for Blink as a follow-up. It is just a kind of an Adept all-in. I mean, he didn't get gases on his third base, and if this failed, if like a couple Widow Mines get some really nice shots, Nice would probably get countered with like Liberators, and just a good number of bio. He's kind of getting that right now. I mean, you have a drop going to the third base that might just end up killing it, but can Bunny survive in the defense?
So far, it's not looking like that's going to be the case here. He does waste the deep blade bandage ship. He's just going to pull back to the main, but he's not doing nearly enough counterattack damage while simultaneously having not enough defense.
Whoa. His defense from the Stalker attack was not bad at all, but he was just not anticipating the Adept follow-up. If he had everything together and he had maybe focused a little bit on Wood and Wine production, probably would have had a much better one.
The Adept follow-up was a pretty big deal, because it is like, whoa, that's a lot of Adepts. I just got a message with Sejong, so I'll get you to host that. But what really caught me to a bit of a surprise is just that, right from the get-go, Nice was willing to go for the double pylon attack. He was willing to get aggressive right away, and these are all signs shown very clearly to Bunny. The fact that Bunny actually went for a third CC, not at all unconventional. In fact, it's closer to standard than anything else. But I feel like if you see a Protoss win to be that aggressive that early, you maybe should play a bit more precautious and a little bit less greedy.
Yeah, there was I think also just a lack of scouting, like map awareness as well, to tell him that attack was happening. That's something that could have helped out too. I think he was anticipating like a certain type of game that we see a lot of times. You know, the Stalker is aggressive, and then you get into Blink, and then you get Adepts, but you don't go for like this huge attack. As you said, next map is King Sejong. See if Nice is ready. Thank you to Jimmy Jam Jars for the 9-month resub and a live game for the 6-month resub. I think he said hi there, if I remember. Let's get in a game.
Yeah. I like that the WCS game heart encompasses most of what we need now. I still do miss using the BaseTradeTV graphs. Not that we have to worry about missing glowing banlings here, but... Well, I definitely liked our income graph better. I really like the army graph better for the WCS mod.
Yeah, I guess I agree. I haven't been using the army one too much. Gotta get used to that. But of course they're missing the APM one.
Well, so the APM one, I was talking to them, they're like, they have no intention of implementing it. I'm like, but what about TLO? How are we going to show that he spikes like 4K?
Yeah, there really is no reason to get the APM going. But anyways, in game number 2, in the bottom right, he is down 1. It is the Blue Terran, Bunny, formerly CJ Entis.
Yeah, weird to consider this would be the guy down 1. Not knowing too much about him, but in the top left is going to be the red Protoss. Nice. Or maybe it's Nice.
I actually wanted to like make a kind of joke with him and like see if I could get like any type of reaction, but I was like too scared because there's a really popular Korean song that's called Nice, and it's super catchy. It's like one of my favorite songs the last couple months. And I wanted to like tell a line because they basically they shout like nice and then they keep on going. And I was gonna look up the lyrics and I was like, nope, this isn't worth it. I'm already getting anxiety.
I feel like I perfectly understand this because in the same respect that I cause all this cringe with my girl interaction, I feel the same could be applied to you with some of your Korean interactions.
That ain't such a bad comparison, I'm gonna be honest. And I make it worse because I'm so nervous.
Like, it's funny because I feel like you take this example meeting Boxer at BlizzCon last year. 2 very different ways to go about it. One is Zombrio's fangirlism, extremely excited, super happy, but also nervous to meet him. And me, I'm just like, hey, I heard you're a good, respectful person. Nice to meet you. Handshake, see you later.
Whatever, man. Well, Nice is doing something that we saw Mana do. This is just, I feel it's just coincidence. I don't think this is like the new thing to do every single game on King Sejong Station. But hey, maybe it could be. But you put the Robo here, double gateways at home.
So taking this back one step to like when Deadwing was around, right? We saw once in a while players that were Terran would abuse those rocks. And then it caught on and got really popular like 2 months later. I feel like we're seeing some of those similar trends start appearing here. Like whether it's the pylon attack for Protoss versus Terran on a lot of these maps or the proxy robo. Like we're in that stage where we're starting to see it a little bit more. It's more than just one person. Like before it was just Supernova back in the day. Rest in peace, Miss Supernova, man. And it's more than just Mana now, obviously, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was actually the thing to do a couple months from now, providing we don't have the Dream Pool or something weird kick in. And...
Maybe. Well, Bunny didn't get a scout into the main base, and he's not going for a Reaper. Seeing 2 Stalkers out like that, I think is suspicious enough. So he's at least getting a bunker, but 1 bunker is not going to hold against the eventual Immortal that's coming out. It will hold against the Stalkers. Let's see, I mean... how his production does. When we saw you Thermal try and defend against this, the bunker was definitely torn apart. Followed up by what I think was a 1-1-1. So we had like a tank on the way. A 3-rags build might be a little bit different. You know, you're not going to have the tank that is like easily target fired by the Immortal, especially without a medevac. You're going to have just a nice number of units. But I mean, so is the Protoss. It's not just about the Immortal, although that is a key component of it. I think the Warp Prism is more so, and the amount of gateways you have early on. But we'll see. Bunny, I think, really knows what's up, by the way. Waiting a fairly appropriate amount of time before the Immortal was quite out. Oh, not quite timed well enough. JK, you're doomed. You're down, bunker.
Is it though?
Yeah, you can actually hop into the other one at this rate. There's not enough to tear down the one bunker with a full SCV. Well, almost full SCV surround. So it does finish. Maybe Nice would have been better off just sniping that while he still could. Again, the other warp-ins not quite, you know, coming in as quick as possible because the warp-in wasn't done, so they were slow warping in. Oh, Bunny. Bunny really seems like he has enough, but let's see what the Warp Prism can do. This not only will take him up to the high ground, it'll also be able to micro. Actually goes for the Warp-in immediately, however. It's a little bit scary. Actually, the Mothership Core is what's being focus fired here, so a Time Warp comes down. Actually useful Time Warp, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, again, Time Warp should really affect attack speed if it really wanted to be useful. I'm just saying. Warp Prism micro's been pretty darn good through this. Keeps Nice alive, but the army supplies are still pretty dire. 15 workers died. I'd still say that Bunny's on the edge of this. He's not quite on the outs yet. He's got 2 bases. He's got mules. There's a lot that can keep him still going.
I think he has to get down to like 5 SCVs before he's like out of this game.
Yeah. It's still scary though. I mean, you're gonna constantly have to keep pulling them, so you might as well be on 5 SCVs mining. Like, repair. Does pick off the observer, helps a little bit.
Yeah. He's gonna try and bust the bunker once again. The SCVs were pulled a little bit later, and a force field came down, but Stim finished up. So getting on top of not only the Immortal or any of the other units, but the Warp Prism especially. Okay, it's not gonna go down. But everything else is just like it's moved back. And Nice is, I mean, he's certainly the one on a timer here. I mean, Bunny's remaking the SCVs. He's still got production. He's not going up to Starport, which is like Nice's the one nice thing about Nice's position, basically. Nah, the puns. But he still has to worry about this large Marine force that I don't think he realized didn't go back home. And that can not only kill his probes, but also his pylons and his production.
Oh, yeah. Well, if he can hold on, the base trade might just favor him because the whole Terran can lift up buildings and all that goodness. Yeah,
it might have to be a base trade with 2 Immortals now and another Adept warp-in before his production is compromised.
The bunker finishes up. This might just be purely what he needs to do. I can't believe that finishes spam repairing the hell out of it. Marines firing for their lives. Stim's done. He's going to try chasing this back. More mules land because he's running out of money. He actually won't be able to keep repairing if he runs out of cash, Zombie Grub.
Yeah, but I think he's got this. The barriers are off the Immortals now.
Yeah, look at the other side of the map. Completely got it. 0 probes remain. 3 Marines all at like 10 health, 5 health. That's gotta be game.
I'm pretty sure he not only warped in, but also pulled the probes, which is why there's like not even that many Marines left over. But I really think in that situation, it would have just been better to try and bust the bunker with your Adept warp-ins offensively. I think Bunny's got this.
That's gonna be game. Tying it up now 1-1. Like at this point, the Immortals I don't think can even break the bunker without an SCV repairing it. What with their health being so low. Warp Prism gets picked off. That's absolutely game. GG.
Showing what's up against that build. Again, like the different build from the Terran certainly affected how that was gonna go down. I think if you find the Terran with a 1-1-1, maybe it's a little bit easier because the Warpers can get on top of the tank, regardless of its like, you know, best capable positioning. But even then, you know, they do a good enough job. They anticipate the build. They have the bunkers and the SCV surround. It's just about buying time for the Terran. Do we have a second map choice?
Nice hasn't messaged me. You may have to contact him if he's unfamiliar with how this goes. I do want to say though, I did request very heavily, assuming Ryung beats Demi Lovato, I really want to see Ryung versus Armani after this.
Yep. Nice TVZ.
I know that with names like Sue and like Lucira and a couple others, you guys probably want to see some of the bigger names. But with Ryung being like a 3-time Olimoleague finalist / champion, he's really hot right now. Like, I'm gonna go with Mugatu, right? Like, he's so hot right now.
Alright, it's gonna be New Gettysburg.
Yo, I didn't really consider it, but right now, actually, this is probably the best time. Like, again, it kind of sucks, you know, Korea. I understand, I respect things going poorly over there, but this might be the best time. Oh, did I ever join the wrong lobby?
No. If he invited you, then he made it.
No, Olivia invited me. Okay. This might be the best time for Koreans to have a chance to stand out. A big part of being on those teams where B-listers weren't allowed to play. Like, they weren't. Like, you literally could be better than someone on the main team, but you weren't allowed to be better than someone on the main team, so you'd be benched all the time, right? Now you got this breakout time where I want to really see, like, Hyun come back into it huge. I want to see Ryung not require a team to have like a big performance breakout in GSL next season. Like, I really want to see the shackles removed from some of these Koreans and see what they're made out of.
The shackles removed.
I say that like they're slaves. They're not. They had a wage. They were being paid a salary. All that good stuff. You know. But like the point of it still is, they're no longer forced to not compete. Is what that comes down to for me. And again, whether it's the Olimoleague here, whether it's GSL. I don't know. Lots of cool potential for 2017. It's not also doom and gloom.
Thank you to Tenderfoots for the 3-month resub. Thanks for giving me something to watch in the morning. You're welcome. Get the score up. I'm all one-handed, of course, because I'm... You know. In the bottom left, it's his map choice. It is usually the Protoss' map choice. Is the blue Protoss. Nice!
Very nice.
Whoopsie.
Bottom right side, we got the red Terran. It's Bunny! Hippity hop hop. Thank you to Tenderfoots, by the way. 3 months. Says thanks for giving me something to watch in the morning.
Literally just said that.
Oh, did you? Shit. Did I just pull a zombie girl for the first time ever?
I don't think that's the first time ever.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pretend like it's the first time ever. My bad. I was writing to Olivia, correcting, so that's why I wasn't listening. And I guess actually PSA about this. This isn't shots at you. There's some confusion because this happened during Take TV's tournament too, where the admin there was hosting with the GameHeart mod, not the WCS mod. And for those who don't know, the new WCS mod is the really awesome one that has these cool graphs and everything integrated into it now. The old GameHeart mod is the one that makes every unit look super saturated, like you're straight up watching Tron. And it's really out of date. So just as a general point of, if anyone happens to be hosting games or you're running your own tournament, if you're listening to this, it's the WCS GameHeart mod, not the GameHeart mod. Because again, with Take TV's tournament, this was easily a mistake. I totally understood how it happened, but I was like, guys, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I guess I assumed that would be enough information, considering that that's on my, like, recently used tab. But I guess actually Olivia's never had to make the WCS mod, because if we're doing WCS, then obviously she's not the one adminning. So she's probably never even had to make it. But yeah, it's WCS GameHeart. You're correct. Thank you to BPGBCG. Why would you do this to me? For the 9-month resub. I had trouble pronouncing it as the individual letters, man.
It's a BPAG Bisg.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's a big sig.
Alright, you got me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what is Nice's probe gonna do up here? I think this is gonna be some type of hidden tech, but
I feel like when it's on your side of the map, it's likely to be Twilight Council and a Dark Shrine. When it's your opponent's side of the map, it's likely Stargate Robo. However, the one exception is the Stargate can really go on either side, just depending on how much you do or don't want your opponent to scout that.
Yeah, that's true. But I kind of agree with that whole explanation, I suppose. Like, because we have seen, like, for instance, Mana would keep his probe up, like, here, right? And, like, over here on the Zelnaga. And then he would go and do, like, his Mothership Core thing. And that was all on the opponent's side of the map. On your side of the map, you're either hiding it so, like, they don't see that you intend to take a third base, which would be, like, the really long con. And quite, you know, safe and kind of clever and tricky almost to get a third base, which is even not that tricky. Or it's for the hidden tech. So this should be a Dark Shrine, I would say. Almost like a versus Zerg build, but there's another thing we saw Mana do. He followed up the Pylon Rush with a Dark Shrine, so that's not quite the same thing. But the point is, like, you're doing an attack and you're going to follow up with a Dark Shrine, which isn't that common anymore. I haven't had to deal with DTs in a long time on Legacy of the Void because the DT builds just aren't really common. DTs in general, sure, like if the game's gonna go on 15 minutes, then of course you're gonna want a Dark Shrine. But as far as like a build order, it's not common.
Actually, specifically, again, watching people like Mana, amongst others, like using DTs more frequently than not. You're right, though. It's. I remember too, because DTs have always just been like the bane of everyone's existence, right?
All right.
Oh,
well,
this is interesting. This is another way to do it. I didn't expect this, but this is certainly a viable thing to do. This just messes with scouting.
Yeah, absolutely. You scan only like 3 gateways, and that's totally normal. And the Robo and the Twilight Council also totally normal. Or if the Reaper gets in, right? So hiding a bunch of gateways is certainly a way to go. I wouldn't be surprised if like the follow-up, you know, if this does like any minimal amount of damage, is still a Dark Shrine. But this is, yeah, another way to go. So the scan is it's so deceiving. Even the Chrono Boost on both of these, that's like a little bit suspicious. But, I mean, technically, that's totally viable for someone who's also getting a third base. But Bunny is, like, edging it blocked to third base. He's letting it finish. Okay, well, so he's gonna know for sure. Like, if Nice is even attempting to take one, he hasn't seen a probe yet. So I think he has a good idea of what's happening. He did build a bunker. I think he's gonna need either a second one or just to make sure that his SCVs are pulled. As this is a depth-based attack, they're not gonna be so great at killing structures. It's not like those Immortals last game, but they still can. Oh god, no. Why? Okay, no. Did you feel that? No.
No.
Oh god, no. Well, hopefully that doesn't, you know, happen again, and I didn't get your virus. Please, thank you.
Implying it's a virus, I mean, please.
Like an actual virus. The warp isn't going to the main because it really complicate things as well, but basically, I mean, like, bunker, like, units or not, adepts can just get into the mineral line. You're gonna have to be prepared to pull them instantly, or you're going to lose 20 SCVs, no matter your best intention to try and stop that. So, stimming to get on top of that warp prism before the warp-in finishes. It does finish, and they're just going to slaughter the Marines, but it's actually turning out not so badly. The fact that stim was already done helped this a lot. Adepts get into the natural, and we're just kind of running out of units for Bunny. We're Nice. Well, if he hadn't lost that warp prism, would have had a steady influx of adepts. You know, 7 more adepts right now would be warping in, but it's only these ones that's kind of getting clanged up.
He has no money.
No, he does not. He just pulled all his SCVs entirely.
Yeah, and using every single mineral in the process, so dropping those mules, trying to get back to mining. I mean, damn, that's brutal. On top of the fact that there's 29 kills. I mean, this isn't like a one-base situation out of Nice either. Like, he actually has a natural base. He's got 39 probes. My god, the income graphs are actually straight up broken right now, by the way.
Oh, hello. Wait.
The APM graph works. I think it's trying to use both.
Wait, APM?
This isn't on WCS. This is on
BaseTradeTV, that's right.
Remember? That's what spurred the whole conversation.
Yeah, you're right. I was like, what is happening? Well, okay,
I think
now
what's
we know
happening
what
is it's trying to draw from both sources in game now.
What's 3? Wasn't 3 APM? I thought. Now it's the army graph.
Army, yeah.
Yeah, they're both broken. Well, anyway, this might. I think it's actually this game. Bunny does not have enough units. GG.
GG. Nice is gonna take the series 2-1 and knock out one of the Korean hopefuls. Again, this is like ex-CJ Entas Bunny, a guy who may not be like listed amongst the ranks of TY and Innovation and others, but was still, in my opinion, really good at Terran.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been performing, you know, amazing in the last couple of months. But at one point, he was a monster, and he just got Protoss today.
By the way, other side of the bracket, we got Armani versus Ryung lined up. I hope that's the one we'll be casting next.
I think it is. We already know lobby.
Hurricane versus Sue is going to be covered by the Korean stream.
Oh, okay. Well, you can check that out at twitch.tv/Olimoleague. We're going to go to a commercial break. Hopefully come back with you, with Ryung versus Armani. I already forgot it. See you guys in a few. Oh, thanks to XXX Reap XXX for the 2113 sub.